Hello everyone here, I'm Jeremy Culver with Ghost Galaxy, and we are joined by our newest employee. Can you introduce yourself to the Ghost Galaxy and Keyforge community?
Hi, my name is Luke Olson. I am more commonly known in the community as Sky Jedi, and that's me.
Well, you know, of course, as you said, for a lot of people in the Keyforge community, you are known. But of course, there are also going to be a lot of people who don't know a lot about you, especially, of course, the rest of the Ghost Galaxy community, as you are new to this company. So let me ask you first, like, how did you get introduced to Keyforge?
I first heard about Keyforge. I was watching the in-flight report of whatever Gen Con that was. And I had recently tried to get back into Magic and was just very much overwhelmed. And then all of a sudden they talked about this game that involved no deck building. Instantly I was very, very interested in it. And basically from that point on have been just obsessed with it pretty much constantly.
And so I feel like that, of course, makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. That's why, of course, a lot of people join Keyforge. So for you, though, what is your favorite thing about Keyforge? Like, what keeps you going?
My favorite thing about Keyforge is actually the data and the algorithm behind it. It's a marvelous, fun little puzzle that we figured out and looked at all the data. All the data is available for all of the decks. It's very fun to look at it and find very interesting decks that exist in the world. On top of that, the game is actually pretty fun. I am no good at it, but it is very fun.
Well, that's, of course, the part of the whole aspect, right, is if you're having fun. You don't have to be great at it just to have fun with it. So, of course, as you know, of course, in the community, and obviously you know, Luke, there's a lot of houses here that Keyforge has. So for you, what is your favorite house?
My favorite house would be Logos. Purely because I hate the situation of getting a 2-2-2 hand where you have two cards of 3 different houses. It's a pain. But with Logos, you are never just drawing 6 cards. You are drawing 7, 8, 9 cards at a time. You don't have to worry about 2-2s.
That's a good way to solve that problem. So, of course, over the number of sets that we've had, there's been a lot of cards that have been introduced, and of course cards that come making returns across these various sets. So for you, do you have a specific card that you love?
My absolute favorite card, again going back to the Logos, is Eureka. It is possibly the best first turn card. Eureka is play it, you gain 2 amber, you get to archive 2 cards. Maybe. Anyway. Not the point.
We'll check on it in a second.
That's not the best part about that card. The best part about the card is the art. It is a duck floating in a tank, and a logo scientist saying Eureka, and the flavor text is perfect. It is 15 million credits and a 4% better duck.
I love it. I love it. So, of course, with this whole thing, and you being new to the team, of course, you haven't touched on some of the cards that our fans are going to be touching just yet, but you will at some point. So, kind of looking back on it, though, are there any cards that you wish you would have been able to design?
The cards that I really like the design behind it are the 7 Deadly Sins. It brings back it uses the algorithm in a very unique way. Like, those are the only cards that actually function the way they do within the algorithm. And then the cards themselves function off of each other and synergize with each other. And the greatest part about them is that if you get a Sins deck, it's not just a Sins deck. It's which Sins do you have? How many Sins do you have? What can you do with those Sins? It creates amazing decision points in a game. And they're just very fun, and I really love that.
And we love, of course, making decision points here in Keyforge.
Absolutely.
So for yourself, though, of course, as always, right, in the number of a game, you want to purge some cards. You want some cards removed from the field. So if you theoretically could purge a card in the Keyforge decks, what would it be?
It would be Infernus every single time. I can purge cards, you can't. So that would be my goal. If I have an Infernus, you have an Infernus, I'm going after your Infernus pretty much right away because I have a game plan, I don't want you to mess it up.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. So, of course, you want to make an impact here at Ghost Galaxy and into Keyforge, and of course all of our future games that we may be bringing to the table. What do you hope that you can bring to the game as well as Ghost Galaxy?
What I hope to bring to the game is I love the fact that there are so many decision points within the game itself. I love the fact that in each deck, you are given all of these tools, and you have to find the best way to use the tools that are given you. And there are several points in the game where you're presented with several different decisions, and each one might be optimal in a very specific situation. And then you deciding in the moment which way to go with that. And I absolutely love that. And I would love to bring that, to continue with that tradition of decisions. I love the fact that there's so much discovery within Keyforge. Every single deck you open, you're discovering something new. You're discovering either this synergy that is well known in the community that is very powerful and very much fun to do, or you're discovering a synergy that maybe hasn't existed before, or that these specific cards can do a thing that you're like, you have this moment of clarity, like, I can do this with this deck. This is going to be fun. And I love that excitement, and I hope to keep bringing that.
Well, of course, we hope that you continue to have that excitement. And of course, I hope you, as the Keyforge community, want the excitement here from us that we're trying to provide here at Ghost Galaxy. So, Luke, is there anything else you'd like to say to our, the new fans of you?
I hope that I can bring the fans everything they want in this game. There's a lot of space for a lot of different types of players, and I hope that we can make every type of player at least somewhat happy with the game.
All right, well, that's great to hear. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little peek behind the curtain with our new employee here, Luke. Again, thank you also for taking the time to do this. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button on the Ghost Galaxy YouTube channel, as we are going to be posting some videos throughout, of course, the coming months, so that you can keep check on all the things that are going on here at Keyforge. And as always, everyone, may you forge your keys in the future.